Alright everyone, here we are with ticker symbol NIO, NEO Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back. And let's jump into this chart. But as we jump into this chart, I want to say thank you to every single investor and viewer that took the time to comment down below what their thoughts were, their price targets based off of their research and due diligence, and what they see in the charts, and also what they thought. And now I want to say, and I want to give a shout out to one of the investors that said this is going to break into the $50 range and it's actually going to go in a downward direction. Now, it did happen today, and now we have to see if it's going to hold itself down here. And a lot of people were saying, well, how is that going to happen? Why is that going to happen? Well, the answers that I saw, and you guys can correct me or state it down below, that big investors, top dogs, big fish, right? Like I like to call them, we're little fish within this investing community. And the big fish, we're going to take profits. And as you see this chart rise to the highest point that it reached, which was 54.20, it quickly fell into a point of fear, uncertainty, or you can call it profit taking, because then people jumped right back in and brought this back up from about $40 to $44, and now we're in bearish territory. Now the question is, will this continue to grow? The one thing I've always liked about NEO on its growth is that regardless of the volatility of NEO, it was always moving upwards, but we had never seen such volatility in a form like this. Like such a sharp jump and down, like about $10. That's a big jump. That's a little bit more volatility than NEO has actually experienced in the past. And that right there is actually raising the red flag, right? Of, are we going to hover down here below the 50-day moving average and break through another support? Or are the bulls really going to come back with momentum and get back up? Because the one thing that has helped NEO excel to the next high and the next resistance is the steady upward trend. And yes, the volatility of the market does exist. Ups and downs exist. That's normal. Profit taking, fear, uncertainty kicks in, but not to this measure or this entire amount. That's a pretty big jump. That's almost all the gains that were actually received from the 11th till today, the 13th, fell down within one day. It took 3 days or 2 days basically to work its way there, and in one day it just ate it all away. That right there is something that I want every investor to pay close attention to, and I want to see what your guys' insight is now. I know that a lot of people still have price targets of about $60, $70 till the end of this year, and they do seem realistic. I do want to go ahead and state that, and don't take this as an advice of like it is going to happen or something. I'm not here to tell you to buy, sell, or hold or predict anything, but NEO coming through with a real product, profitability, and innovating and actually attracting more investors than just small fish investors, but big fish investors that are actually participating because they see value in the company. I could see the company having potential to grow. I've been saying it since it was at probably $20 way back here, right? I've been saying it before it ran up to $20. I've been saying it almost the whole year. I've been doing videos on NEO, if you want to go back all the way to like about July or August, or maybe even before that, probably when I even like literally started this channel. I started my channel, by the way, if you guys don't know, in June. And I want to say thank you to all investors and viewers that have stuck around, all the supporters, and everybody that has actually, seen value in the videos. I appreciate it, man. And I really want to go ahead and say to all of you guys, continue sharing this insight with your friends and community so that more people are well equipped. And I hope that you guys continue to see the value, because I hope to continue to deliver nothing less but great content, and content that's worth watching and worth actually participating in, to go ahead and receive valid information that's going to help you guys to be better equipped at maximizing profits and minimizing losses. That's all my goal is, and that's all I want to continue to strive for you guys. So one thing I want to say is thank you to all of you guys. But back to Neo. Neo has actually been with exponential growth. I've always said it's had potential, but this big drastic volatility, I would really like to see your guys' insight. I could see the 60, the 70, the $100 value. It could be there. But somebody did state something important, that it was going to break through the 50s and fall down. Now the question is, if this continues to fall down, all those $60 and $70 valuations, I'm not saying they won't happen. They could come, but it's going to become delayed, or it's going to come in a different way. It won't happen as quickly as we thought it was, or continue to run. So super important to keep that in mind. Now, I want somebody to go ahead and correct me on this, but I believe that the price target that one of the big communities that does price targets, and a lot of people guide themselves through, I don't know if it was Goldman or who it was, they stated $50, that the price target was $50. And I believe they had stated it was 40. They rose it up to 50, and you can clearly see how at around the 50 mark, it just went in the other direction. Now, I believe that if it doesn't continue to go down, me personally, this will hold itself up to bring itself back up, but there's gonna have to be a lot of participation from the bulls, because the bears have appeared. The bears had not appeared in this form any of the way up as we saw it. And if you look at the chart, right, all this trajectory here, it was up and down, but moving its way up to newer highs. And here it dipped a little bit, but it didn't dip where it ate up almost all the gains. It only dipped to about like 1/3 or 1/4 of these gains. When you look at this dip here, this dip is significant. This was almost 100% of the gains. When you look at it and it breaks even, I mean, that was almost 100% of the gains. On the way down, some of this is what's missing, but from the moment up, you could see from the moment up, from the gains all the way up to the back down, I mean, almost 100%. I'd say like 95% of the gains got eaten away in this up and then down trajectory. So I want to see what you guys' insights are on that, and if you guys still think it's going to continue to run up. But let's look at our new support levels and our new resistance levels for Monday, and what is going to happen for the next coming weeks. So the lowest point reached in this bearish run was down here at 40.56. I'd write that down, 40.56. Super important number to keep in mind, because if that gets broken through, this will start to see newer lows and reach newer support levels. Super important number. Now, on the 50-day moving average, we're currently at 46.70. Keeps jumping around 68.71, but it's 46.70 to be exact. 46.70 needs to be broken through by the bulls to get back into bullish territory. Now, if the bulls break through that point, their next point of reference would be all the way up here at 54.20. That's one of the highest points reached before the fall, and probably the highest valuation that the stock has reached so far. That's going to be the most important resistance level for the next coming days, weeks, and also months, depending on the volatility of where this stock is going in the next coming days. So if it continues to go to newer lows, it's going to get a lot harder to get up there. So it could take weeks or upwards to a month to get back up here. If the bulls break through this resistance and start to work their way up, it could take days to weeks to get to these highs. So this is a very important number, 54.20, to be broken through by the bulls to reach new highs and new resistance levels. But before getting to any of these numbers and back into bullish territory, the first step the bulls need to take is breaking through resistance. This resistance level is 45.39. The bulls need to turn that into a support and break away from it to get closer to the 50-day moving average and get back into bullish territory. I want to emphasize 45.39 does not signify that the bulls have gained control. This is just the beginning catalyst to let us know in which direction this stock is going as an indicator for us investors. And as the bulls get closer to the 50-day moving average, the closer they're getting to their goal. But 45.39 needs to be broken through and turn into a support so that the bulls can pull away and reach newer highs and new resistance levels. Now down here on our support, this is the second lowest point as it was falling, and that's 41.05. If 41.05 gets broken through, obviously you have the next point down here, which is the lowest point to pay close attention to. And if those 2 points get broken through, we will see newer lows. But before getting to the last point, 41.05, we're already in bearish territory. And I want to emphasize to all investors, pay close attention to how this stock is reacting. If it breaks through 41.05, how quickly is it hitting newer lows? Because we're pulling further away from the 50-day moving average by breaking through support. And you want to pay close attention if the bulls are trying to reappear or are the bears tearing this one down. I look forward to seeing your guys' comments down below as I'm going to ask this question. And this trivia question is, what is the most important point for the bulls to break through above the 50-day moving average, which is the highest point? And why is the lowest point very important to pay close attention to for the next coming days and weeks? Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit that like button to let me know you watched this video. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.